This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news. It's Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, and here are today's stories. What's really behind the sudden decision to sell the council building in Tamworth, New South Wales? Locals are asking tough questions and wondering if there's more to the story than meets the eye. In Singapore, vaping has been banned for years, but now drug-laced vapes are adding a dangerous twist. Known as K-pods, they contain powerful substances, sparking tougher penalties and lots of concern. Darjeeling is famous for its tea gardens and mountain views, but one field messenger takes us deeper, sharing a personal connection to this place of beauty and peace. Retail violence is hitting harder across Australia, with shoplifting, abuse, and even assaults on staff becoming everyday challenges. Why is this trend growing, and what's driving the shift? For centuries, the Gujo dance in Japan has brought people together. Born after a peasant uprising, the festival still unites communities today in joyful all-night celebrations. Google's AI overviews may sound convenient, but it's also keeping people from clicking through. Publishers say the lifeblood of online traffic is drying up, and the scramble to adapt is on.
The local council building in Tamworth, New South Wales is up for sale, leaving locals puzzled about the decision. UNN Field Messenger Jerry questions the true agenda behind this move.
This is Jerry Ward, Field Messenger, reporting from Tamworth, New South Wales. Something very interesting happening here regarding this building.
The powers that be want to sell that building right in the middle of town for about 1/3 of what it would cost to build it. And there's nothing wrong structurally with that building. So that's another issue that we're dealing with. There are a large group of locals who are calling on the government to put administrators in place because there's a lot of questionable things going on.
Thanks for that quick update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to reporting you as time goes by on this and other matters. Bye.
Vaping has been banned in Singapore since 2018, but a new problem is raising eyebrows. Drug-laced vapes, popularly known as K-pods, these vapes contain substances like the anesthetic etomidate, sparking serious concern. In response, harsher penalties for vaping offenses took effect on September 1st, as etomidate was classified as a Class C drug under Singapore's Misuse of Drugs Act. The presence of etomidate in vape juice has sparked concern after video showed young people behaving erratically after vaping. Authorities have found the drug is being mixed into vape liquids and marketed as undetectable by urine tests. The risks associated with etomidate are considerable. Singapore's National Addictions Management Service warns it's impossible to identify these tainted vapes without laboratory testing. Inhaling etomidate can lead to sudden drowsiness, confusion, dizziness, poor coordination, or involuntary movements, significantly increasing the risk of falls and other injuries. Intoxicated users may also exhibit aggression, severe mood swings, or even suicidal thoughts. The concern isn't unique to Singapore. Etomidate is also classified as dangerous in places like Hong Kong, China, Indonesia, and Thailand, highlighting the risks of unknown chemicals in all vapes.
Just try. You won't get addicted if it's just one time. You can stop anytime you want. Stop. Do you actually believe your friends or vape sellers when they tell you this? If your friend is telling you this, stay away from them. These are the bad companies that your father, mother, agong, ama have warned you about. If you ask a fruit seller whether his watermelon is sweet or not, what will he say? Of course sweet. Do you expect him to say not sweet? Don't buy. So why would you trust anything a vape seller says? Their purpose is to get you addicted, so you become a repeat customer. While vape started off as a device to deliver nicotine and help people quit smoking, people are now using it to inhale psychoactive substances like etomidate and illegal hardcore drugs. Etomidate is an anesthetic that's classified as poison. And you want to smoke it? Hello? These vapes laced with etomidate are known as K-pods. They are now linked with multiple reports of violence, suicide, and even death. You are not only harming yourself, but your loved ones too. Vape manufacturers are adding harmful addictive substances into their vape and covering it up with fruity flavors. Why don't you just eat more fruits instead of vaping? If you don't vape, I'm proud of you. If you vape, it's not too late to stop and seek help. It is a big problem in Singapore now. Out of all the vapes that were seized in Singapore by the authorities, 1/3 of them are laced with etomidate.
Singapore has launched a comprehensive campaign against vaping, combining public awareness, strict enforcement, and new penalties. The island is saturated with government ads, media reports, and school health education programs urging people to stop. Authorities conduct roving patrols and spot checks in public areas and have increased border controls, especially for vapes originating from neighboring countries. At Changi Airport, new vape disposal bins and warnings will alert travelers to the stricter rules. Foreign nationals caught vaping face severe consequences, including visa revocation, deportation, and re-entry bans. Even Singaporean citizens and permanent residents caught vaping abroad will face penalties, as it was recently announced by the Senior Minister of State for Home Affairs.
The penalties for vaping are getting tougher: prosecution, fines, and rehab. And if you're a student, a public servant, or in uniformed services, you risk losing your place altogether. If your vape has etomidate, the punishments are worse. First-time etomidate abusers face a fine and rehab. Found vaping again, you'll be arrested, investigated, and slapped with 6 months of mandatory supervision and drug tests. A third offence or more, you'll be detained for treatment and rehab and undergo drug testing later. Sell or distribute etomidate, and you could be looking at jail time and caning. Smuggle it in, and the penalties go up. More people are watching out for vaping offences too, in public spaces, public transport, and schools. You can get help without being penalised. There are the Quit Vape program and the Health Promotion Board's Quit line.
These new rules are just a temporary measure while the government works on more permanent laws to tackle etomidate and other drugs in vapes. For now, etomidate is classified as a drug for the next 6 months, with the Health Ministry planning to introduce tougher legislation by early 2026.
Darjeeling, India is known for its tea gardens, views of Mount Kanchenjunga, and peaceful paths. UNN Field Messenger Barun shares his connection to this unique place.
Hi, this is Barun, Field Messenger for United Network News. And I want to take you on a journey with me. Ever since I was a wee kid growing up around these parts in Darjeeling, India. And I thought I'd share my favorite little walking path, close to nature, surrounded by ferns, the views of Darjeeling town spilling over the hillock. And now, as the rains have ended and the skies have cleared up a bit, you have the spectacular views of not only the tea gardens that Darjeeling is famous for, but also of Mount Kanchenjunga, the third highest mountain in the world. A view people from all around the world come to visit, to take in the sights, the splendor, and the feeling of being connected, not only to nature, but an overwhelming awe to be so close to the heavens. It feels like heaven most days, other than, of course, the days when it's pouring rain for days on end. And unfortunately, the urbanization that's happened in this town over the last 15 years. Now, Darjeeling was known for its teak, tea, and tourism. One of those teas, unfortunately, have ended. which is teak, with the amount of deforestation that's taken place over the years. But this place still holds the pristine greenery, quiet, and love through memories that I remember ever since I was growing up. But I can never ever get tired of these views. So I thought I'd share this with you all and hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you.
At New Earth Innovations, we search the planet for nature's most powerful healers. This took us all the way to the coast of New Zealand. Our Omega 369 Plus is made from the Perna greenlip mussel, rich in omegas, chondroitin sulfate, and rare glycosaminoglycans. The Perna is one of nature's powerhouses. Support joint flexibility, easier breathing, better digestion, and a calmer, less inflamed body naturally. Grown in clean New Zealand waters, backed by nature, sustainably sourced, trusted by thousands. Subscribe today and start feeling the difference.
Hey, I'm Kirsten from Switzerland.
This is Wayne from Tucson.
Hi, my name is Desmond from Ghana.
I am Claudia from Dawsonville, Georgia.
I'm Mikey from Pretoria, South Africa.
Hi, I'm Steve McGrath, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada.
People from all around the world are coming together.
Happy day, beautiful world. We are here in a rather small urban garden, and this video is just to show you the joys that we've had in this garden with the electric gardening.
When news happens in their area, they show us what's really going on.
We have people in the streets protesting for and against.
At United Network News, our field messengers are changing the face of news.
This is Field Messenger Helen reporting with Nature, and I'm going to talk to you about the bees again.
Take the next step in restoring our planet. Become a UNN Field Messenger today.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from South Africa. If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to me. It's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to all of us. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.
Retail violence is on the rise across Australia, creating challenges for businesses, employees, and shoppers. From verbal abuse and shoplifting to physical assaults on staff, these incidents are becoming all too common. Economic pressures, organized crime, and changing attitudes toward theft are fueling this troubling trend. A recent study by Griffith University found retail crime cost Australian businesses almost $7.8 billion in 2024, highlighting the growing issue. Shoplifting remains the biggest culprit, but employee theft also takes a significant toll, often leveraging insider knowledge. Bag checks have become a common strategy for loss prevention, used not just by supermarkets and department stores, but increasingly by small businesses too. While effective at deterring theft, bag checks can spark privacy concerns and create tension between retailers and customers.
So I've noticed more and more supermarkets are putting in those security gates to stop shoplifters, which got me thinking, are they actually allowed to detain you, or are they crossing a line? And we're through. Not gonna lie, it's always a little bit intimidating walking through those gates, even though I haven't done anything wrong. These security gates are being used in some Coles and Woolworths stores to prevent theft. There are sensors tracking your every move from the self-checkout to the exit. But some say this makes them feel more like suspects than shoppers.
A lot of the Western Sydney ones do have those gates, and I just think it's a bit weird personally.
You know, I mean, I kind of understand that, but then on the same token, they're big companies, so they could probably let the odd box of ramen go for free, right?
So what are your rights?
When you enter a supermarket, it's like entering someone's home, really, and that gives the supermarket certain powers.
But even if a security guard thinks you've taken something, their powers are technically limited.
So if the security guards ask you to open your bag or they want to search you, what you legally can do is say, no, I don't consent to that search.
If they have evidence you've done something wrong, they can prevent you from leaving the store, but they can't pat you down without your consent.
Security guards can't act on mere suspicion like police can. So security must see you committing an offence or a crime so they can detain you until the police arrive.
However, concerns grow over safety risks linked to these practices. Retail workers and unions are pushing major retailers to back down, arguing bag checks and security gates at self-serve checkouts increase customer aggression and put employees at risk. Some workers feel unsafe, fearing harassment or violence during these checks. This isn't just a hypothetical fear. Retail workers are already dealing with a shocking rise in violence. Videos released by Woolworths show workers being punched, kicked, and even threatened with knives on the job. This is part of a larger problem, with more than 19,000 incidents of customer aggression reported in a single week across Australia, including thousands of violent attacks.
I have been spat at, I've been verbally abused, I've been threatened. I did have moments where my family were questioning my safety at work.
It is at crisis point. I mean, we get frustrated because we have to sit back and watch.
There's that sense of desperation from them that you see, and it's like nothing's stopping them. Nothing will get in the way of them taking whatever they need and being threatening and aggressive towards our team. We had a point where we had local gangs coming into the store. They would enter through different entry and exit points. We could see that it was very organised retail crime. They would come on a very regular basis as well with weapons and just walk straight out of our store with lawnmowers, barbecues, hot water services. I've got mothers-to-be, I've got grandfathers, dads, mums, wives, daughters, and for me, I've got that responsibility to make sure that they are all going home safe to their family.
Retailers have been pushing for stricter security measures, like body cams and tactical security guards. These guards are trained to handle aggressive individuals and can physically remove them from the store if needed. While these measures aim to make stores safer than ever, some employees argue body-worn cameras in Kohl's and Woolworths put staff at risk, especially during bag checks when they have to inform customers about recording. They believe these measures focus more on preventing theft than ensuring safety and could create unnecessary tension. At the end of the day, such extreme measures shouldn't even be needed. Retail staff shouldn't have to feel unsafe or deal with aggressive customers just to do their jobs. Ultimately, a balanced approach is needed to protect both staff and customers.
The Gujo dance in Japan is a 300-year-old tradition that began in the Edo period to unite people after a peasant uprising. UNN Field Messenger Atsuko shares how the festival still unites people in all-night dancing to honor the past.
Hello, this is Field Messenger Atsuko, reporting for United Network News from 郡上八幡 Japan. 私の故郷は岐阜県郡上八幡の近くです。郡上八幡は水と踊りの町として知られています。郡上踊りは7月中旬から9月初旬までの30夜行われ、先祖を祀るお盆の期間である8月半ばの4日間は、町の内外から集まった大勢の人々が朝まで踊り明かします。そのルーツは江戸幕府を揺るがした郡上の百姓一揆に遡ります。江戸時代の税金は年貢と言われ、百姓は収穫した米の一部を納めました。この地域は山間の狭い平地に田んぼがあるため、お米の収穫量は多くなく、封建君主による年貢取り立ての方法をめぐり、中央の江戸幕府も巻き込んで、数年間にわたる交渉と闘争、裁判、弾圧が繰り返されたのです。体制側による残虐な処刑も数多くあったと伝えられています。およそ300年前のことです。この一揆の結果、様々に分断された人々の融和を図るため、 新たにその地の領主となった大名によって郡上踊りが始められたと言われています。それ以来、毎年休むことなく、1945年8月15日の日本の降伏の日ですら、人々は戦死した英霊の御霊を弔うために踊りました。戦争で亡くなった方を弔うために、町民とか農民たちが一体化して、踊りを踊ることによって、弔ったっていう、その気持ちがすごいと思いました。はい。だからこれからの時代、やっぱり自発的に行動するっていうか、いいことをやっていこうっていう気持ちを持つことは、すごくいいことなので、はい。皆さんも、そういうのを思っていただけたらいいかと思います。この郡上踊りは、先祖代々、どんな時代にも人々の心の拠り所として受け継がれている踊りなのです。伝統的な踊りは10種類あり、その内容は現代のスポーツ科学によっても極めて合理的なものと認められています。男性も女性も人種も年齢も関係なく、人々は同じ踊りを踊ります。地元の人は地域外から踊りに来る人を受け入れ、一緒に楽しむ文化があります。人々に混じって踊っていると、自分が大きな集団の一部となっていくのを感じます。踊りは明け方まで続きますが、その頃には無数の人々の下駄の足音や手拍子の音がぴたりとシンクロし、周囲が神秘的な空気に包まれます。そんな時、私は様々な悲劇や困難を乗り越えて歴史を動かしてきた無数の人々の霊が、今もこの郡上踊りを見守っているような気がするのです。This is Field Messenger Tsuko reporting for United Network News from Gujo Hachiman, Japan. Thank you for watching.
Imagine pouring years into building an audience only to watch Google's own AI rewrite your work into a neat little summary that keeps readers from ever clicking your site. That's exactly what many publishers are facing with AI overviews taking over search results. For years, traffic from Google was the lifeblood of online media, but now those clicks are drying up, and news sites, blogs, and businesses are scrambling to adapt. This is where the term Google Zero comes in. It refers to a future where users get all the answers they need from AI summaries without ever visiting the original website. For publishers that rely on page views and ad revenue, that's a serious threat, and the numbers back it up. Traffic data website SimilarWeb reports CNN's site traffic has dropped about 30% during the past year, while Business Insider and HuffPost each saw roughly 40% declines. Pew Research also found when users see an AI summary, they're half as likely to click on a link, and many end their browsing session right there.
For the first time ever, there are more zero-click searches on Google than searches with organic clicks and ad clicks combined. This means more than 50% of all people who query Google do not end up clicking away from Google. Google just ends up answering their question right there. This means that user that would have otherwise gone to your site is not going to your site anymore. And that's why the need for really good strategies and tools is more critical now than ever.
The decline in traffic is becoming impossible to ignore, and smaller sites are feeling the impact even more sharply. Publishers face a difficult choice: participate in AI summaries or risk disappearing from Google search altogether. Publishers are frustrated their content is being used by AI while they're essentially competing against themselves in search results. Some are fighting back through lawsuits with AI companies, while others are making licensing deals to make sure their work is treated fairly. Google says their tool, called AI Overviews, is popular with users and can lead to better engagement when people do click through. But many publishers say their own data doesn't show that happening.
This is such a big topic in terms of how Google are changing so drastically right now, and the traditional model of how people made a search, seen a number of blue links and then found a website. It's pretty daunting of how traditional online marketing is being flipped on its head. But last year, with this AI race, with Google losing market share to ChatGPT when they should have won this AI battle and was so far out ahead, they launched something called AI Overviews, which means that right now, if you ask a question to Google around hearing health, hearing aids, hearing care, around swimming pool installation, around anything, instead of just giving you a list of blue links right now to say, go and find one of these websites and get your answer, what Google is instead doing is using AI to provide an answer that they've sourced and synthesized from a number of sources. So if you ask what are the different types of hearing loss, the user no longer now has to go to a website to get the answer. Google is providing it in a very instantly provided AI overview.
From a user's perspective, getting an instant answer from an AI summary feels incredibly convenient. No clicking around, no waiting for pages to load. It feels fast, efficient, and even smart. But there's another downside. When people rely on summaries instead of visiting the original sources, they miss out on the full context, the depth of reporting, and the nuances that only come from seeing the complete story. Over time, this can make it harder to verify information, reduce exposure to different viewpoints, and leave publishers struggling because their work isn't being properly valued or supported. While tools like AI summaries are convenient, there are ways to make sure you're still getting the full picture. One approach is to use them as a starting point, not the end point. Skim the AI summary to see if it covers the basics. Then click through to the original sources for more depth and context. Look for multiple perspectives to avoid relying on just one summary, especially for complex topics. You can also support reputable publishers by subscribing, sharing their work, or bookmarking their sites for direct visits. That way, you get the speed of AI without missing the full story behind it.
Are you ready to change the world? Take the next step and join our weekly Field Messenger meetings. Learn more at unitednetwork.earth. I am United Network News, and so are you.